Good morning, everybody. I'm so sorry I didn't post this yesterday. I didn't get home from work until 8, and then I ate dinner, and then I went to bed. So I will start with Thursdays, even though that was yesterday, just so you get the full work week worth. So yesterday, September 16th, the sun was in Virgo, the moon was in Aquarius. So our emotional body is being touched by Aquarius energy. Aquarius is air, Aquarius is intellect, Aquarius is eccentric, Aquarius is hot and cold, they're future oriented, they're always a couple steps ahead. They can be a little bit detached from their emotional bodies as well. So if you haven't been feeling, you've been like thinking more about your emotions than actually feeling them, that comes with Aquarius territory. Earth and air, so that's where we are. Virgo is earth, Aquarius is air, is a recipe for mental intensity. Virgo is relatively high strung and particular. They'll be like tapping their fingers or tapping their feet under the desk or like always fixing their hair. They like things to be the way they like them, and that's it. Then Aquarius is electric. It's erratic. It's all over the place. It's future oriented. They're always a couple of steps ahead of the rest of us. So those two energies combined, kind of surrounding us to Thursday and Friday. It's a very driving force. We have a lot of mental energy. So I said you're probably not feeling your feelings. You're thinking about your feelings. You're probably thinking about future plans, thinking about like where you want to be and how to lay structure for that. So for today or for Thursday and Friday, what can you do to soothe your nervous system? What do you do when you need to relax? Is it a stretchy yoga class? Is it legs up the wall, taking a bath, EFT tapping, taking adaptogens like the mushroom supplements, whether it's lion's mane or reishi or chaga? All of those are adaptogens. They help our body to adapt to stress. It helps our body to assimilate stress hormones, so we can allow our nervous system to chill out when there's stress hormones present. Our body doesn't understand like that it's not an immediate threat, or it's rather just we're frustrated about not getting our to-do list done. So we get stress hormones coursing through our body. We have stress hormones. We cannot heal. We cannot rest. We don't digest efficiently. So today, Thursday and Friday, what can you do to soothe your nervous system? And I'm going to be uploading a meditation with some EFT tapping in the next couple days. So you can keep that in your back pocket. We'll go to Friday. So tomorrow, or today, excuse me, September 17th, Mars, Mercury, Saturn, Moon, and Jupiter are all in air signs. It's 5 out of 10 planets, all in air. I personally love it when there's a lot of air energy in the sky. It makes things fast. It makes things interesting. It makes things like you don't have to wait very long. I guess I'm kind of an impatient person. People are a little bit more talkative. People are a little bit more impatient. So just know that going into today that you may be met with some impatient people. And it's so fun to just observe. People come into the juice place where I work, and they'll see that there's a line of 6 people, and they'll still want their smoothie right now. And it's always like yoga moms, to be honest with you. But they'll come in, they'll place their order, they'll stand back, and I'm not kidding, they'll be like tapping their foot, and hands on hips, hip popped out. That's what we can kind of expect from other people today. There's electricity all around us. The moon inches closer and closer to Jupiter. So we'll spend a lot of time thinking about our feelings rather than feeling them. And Jupiter just expands anything it touches, anything it harmonizes with, anything that it has a geometric relationship to is just going to like blow it through the roof. So maybe a good time for really big ideas, really big feelings that you're just thinking about and thinking about and thinking about instead of actually dropping into your feeling body and allowing yourself to experience them. So notice what's going on your internal world, just with the moon meeting Jupiter, with all these planets in air. Notice your nervous system, whether it's all strung out or you feel like you can sit down and just be for a couple of moments. It's kind of a good gauge for what your nervous system's doing. Now let's talk about Saturday, September 18th. The sun will be in Virgo, the moon will be in Pisces, at least at midnight. So Mars, the warrior, is in Libra, and Mars has been in Libra for a couple of days now. Mars is the sign of masculine energy. It's the planet of drive and motivation and how you fight or how you have sex with someone. It's that really like that masculine part of us that keeps us moving forward. Libra is the sign of like femininity and beauty and balance. And so to have the warrior planet resting in the sign of Libra can be a little bit confusing. Mars has a lot of energy. It's fire. Mars rules Aries. So the warrior planet doesn't really know what to do in Libra. It becomes more concerned about the other than with the self. And Mars is very independent. It's very self-focused. It's very much about like my body and my choices and my individuality. And when Mars sits in Libra, then it's like, wait a second, like there's others. And so you start to look at them from maybe how you were looking at yourself before, and bringing that, like, how are you individual but still in relationship with others. And this doesn't have to be romantic relationship. It can be relationship with your best friend, with your mom, with, significant other. There's a lot of different ways that you can observe the other and respect the other. It doesn't have to be just romantic. Mars will be here all the way until the end of October. So this is like the time of the year where everybody gets into relationships that were single. It's like cuffing season. It's just in time for the fall, just in time for hot apple cider, for snuggles, for bonfires. And this happens like every year. So with this influence, our motivation is more relationship driven. If you're not in a relationship, you probably feel suddenly like maybe you want to be in one. You feel the need for companionship. If you're in one, then those feelings are just intensified. Maybe like a little relationship reawakening where you are like, I love my partner so much, and these are the things I want to do for them. And you're more aware of like them as another human versus like just you, single-minded, I'm the one in the relationship. We crave peace, we crave harmony. Mars in Libra gives us charm, it gives us wit, it gives us charisma. There is a little bit of a catch with Libra. Like, yes, it's all beautiful and balanced and feminine and just it feels good. Libran energy, you can start to feel, because there's so much awareness of the other and so much, it can even be like concern about the other, that in order to keep harmony, in order to keep balance, in order to keep people happy, so you're not rocking the boat, you can say yes to things that you don't actually want to say yes to. You can kind of normalize things that are not really okay. And then what happens is we're preserving the peace, we're preserving the balance in such a hard way that it becomes detrimental to ourselves. So this reminds me of this. I have Libra moon and also some fixed energy in my chart. So I tend to stay in toxic relationships a lot longer than what I should, because my value for harmony is so much higher than anything else. Harmony at all costs. So I stayed in a pretty abusive relationship for about 3 years. And that's because, number one, I was too afraid to leave. And number two, like that disharmony was like the most frightening thing in the world to me. So be aware, Libran energy can value peace at any cost, harmony at any cost, even if it's detrimental. Check in with yourself often. Ask yourself, am I just trying to keep the peace? Like as you're making decisions, am I just trying to keep the peace? Because this is a longer aspect. This is all the way through the end of October, so we can have a little bit of time. Sometimes the planets move so quickly, like the moon, like 2.5 days per sign. This will be here for a while, so it's something we can observe for a little bit. We can start to recognize patterns, especially if you are like a serial peacekeeper. That is a skill. It's an asset. It's also a liability. You don't want to allow that to take you out and to say yes to everything. That will lead to temper tantrums and explosions. And peace is wonderful, but you can still honor your own boundaries and your own self. Sunday, September 19th, Sun in Virgo, Moon in Pisces. We're ramping up for a full moon. This will be a really big, like, dreamy, mystical, floaty couple of days. We have Virgo, earth sign, Pisces, water sign. So it's like mud. It's like slower than all the air that we're coming out of from the end of the week. The moon is crossing paths with Neptune. So the emotional body is coming conjunct. It's crossing the orb of the mystical, floaty, dreamy planet of Pisces. It gives our emotional body this like you can't even put words to it. It's just, you're just feeling intensely, you're exploring the inside world of who you are. It can be really hard to communicate what's going on the inside with Neptune involved. Neptune is the planet of illusion and deception and like mystical dreaminess, unconditional love, like those more ethereal Piscean things is all Neptune. Neptune rules Pisces. Neptune and the moon together, so they're at the bottom of the chart, are directly opposite of the sun. So just lots of confusion, lots of illusion, fantasy, maybe deception. Maybe it's easier for you to make little lies instead of being honest about people. We still have Mars in Libra, so sometimes, it would just be easier to say a little lie than to tell the truth and disrupt the peace. This is a good time to do your mystical things, to take a bath and not take a book and not take your to-do list with you, not take your phone with you, but just sit and be and float. It's a really good time to journal. It's a good time to drink your teas and to arrange your crystals in pretty ways. I just did a crystal grid in my house, so you can do how reflexology, different parts of your hand correspond to different parts of your body. According to feng shui, different parts of your house correspond to different parts of your life. So I wanted to, with the energy increasing for the full moon a couple days ago, I wanted to grid my house to lift up the energy, to set my intentions, to draw in the things that I want in my life. I put so many crystals in the career work portion of my house. I put a bunch of astrology stuff. I'm trying to grow that. I want to use the energy to bring that into my life. And yesterday I got two really cool astrology opportunities, and I have an astrology talk this weekend, and I have astrology talk next week, and I don't know. Now's a really good time to do that. Grid your house. Let me know if you have any questions. I'd be happy to walk through it with you. Use your tarot or your oracle deck. Journal your dreams. Find a float tank. Meditate. You don't need a float tank to meditate, but it would be fun. Tune out so you can tune in. All this shit that happens outside of us is so distracting. The things we have to do, we have to pay our bills, we have to go to work, we have to make sure the car has gas, we have to make sure we have fuel in our bodies. All very important. I'm not saying just stop doing that. But we think that life is way out here all the time, and it's not. There's a whole inside, a whole inner world. So this right now, it's a great weekend to go inside, to take a little social media detox, to do a technology detox. Don't respond to people on Sunday. It's okay. You can keep your phone on you and check for emergencies, but like withdraw from the world, withdraw from out here, so you can get into the richness of what is inside of you. You can get into the wisdom that is within. If we just kind of mute the external noise for a moment, it doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't make you irresponsible or lazy. I think it makes you more well-rounded. Okay, so Monday, September 20th, we still have a lot of full moon energy. Sometimes it's so energizing, people have a hard time sleeping. It can just really ramp things up, so it might make it difficult for you to kind of shut some of the outside off. But that's okay. I mean, challenge makes us stronger. So the sun and Mars are getting quite close to each other on Monday. It's very masculine energy. The sun is, think about how bright it is. Think about how we all depend on it. That's masculine. It drives life forward. And then Mars is the warrior. Two masculine signs. Our outer expression, the sun, paired up with our drive and motivation. And then the moon and Neptune are quite close. So that's opposite sides of the chart. The sun and Mars are at the top, the moon and Neptune are at the bottom, and it's almost like exact degree opposite of each other. So there's going to be like the Neptune and the moon is really dreamy feminine energy. And then the sun and Mars is really like forceful, assertive, aggressive energy, and it's all in opposition to each other. The outer and the inner, the masculine and the feminine, the conscious and the subconscious. This can feel a little bit confusing. It can feel a little bit like tug of war, or like you're just unsettled. There's a lot of opposing forces going on, especially between your inner and your outer world. This is especially felt if your sign is mutable. If you have a lot of mutable energy in your chart, if you have a lot of planets that are in Sagittarius, Gemini, Pisces, or Virgo, then you're probably feeling this even bigger than everybody else. So if the tension is too much, you can look for release through Sagittarius and Gemini. And what that means is you can just engage yourself in some activities that are more Sagittarian or more Gemini. Sagittarius is fire, so any kind of movement, any kind of sweating, any kind of like dancing or things that make you move your body, get some heat moving through your body. It's like burning the steam. You're burning the emotional tension when you sweat. So go sit in a sauna, go on an adventure, go on a hike or a run or a bike ride through an area you've never been before. Sagittarius is the seeker, it's the explorer, it's the person who their quest for more, they're yearning for more, for knowledge, for learning, for philosophy, for religion, for just taking in all of the information they can, is never satiated. So do something. If you're feeling tense, if you're feeling like that tug of war is going on, do something Sagittarian. Laugh. Humor is so important to Sagittarius. It's how they process tension. So watch something stupid that makes you laugh. Go to a comedy show. Watch videos of cats on YouTube. I don't know what makes you laugh, but you do. Find it and do it. Laugh. Do a killer booty workout. That's it. Sagittarius rules the thighs and the butt. So get your butt to work. Find a killer butt video on YouTube and feel the burn in your butt and allow that to help dissipate some of the tension that is going on. Gemini activities are reading, it's information, it's intellect. Maybe go to a bookstore, Barnes & Noble, a used bookstore, the library, and just let yourself float from book to book to book. You don't have to commit to reading the whole thing. Just go from one to the other. Let your little curious Gemini mind be intoxicated with information. Something light and entertaining. No like history books. I don't know, unless that's like super interesting to you. Gemini can usually find just about anything interesting, like reading the back of the shampoo bottle or the back of the phone number book. Wow, phone book. Do something entertaining. Go to a bookstore, just browse, call your siblings, call your cousins, have a conversation, maybe brush up on a skill or learn a new one. Something that you picked up a long time ago and so it's fallen off. That's just fallen off your radar. Sagittarius, Gemini will help to release the tension, especially if you're a mutable sign, Sag, Gemini, Pisces, or Virgo. And new full moon energy is just really huge. So we may all be experiencing a lot of energy. Tuesday, September 21st, the sun is in Virgo, the moon is in Aries. Thank God we finally have some fire in the chart with the planet in a fire sign. Aries moon can be so much fun, even though this placement is a little bit odd. Aries is the warrior, the moon is the mother, it's the feminine. So it'd be like having the warrior and your mother in the same, maybe your mother was a warrior, I don't know. Not always comfortable to have the warrior touching your emotional body. It can make you like emotionally impulsive, emotionally reactive. But my goodness, we get such a good opportunity here to really know what you're feeling. Aries doesn't, I respect Aries so much. I value this quality in people that are able to immediately know how they feel about something. Like it's not even, they don't even have to think about it. They just know, and they typically like do something right away. So there is room Tuesday, maybe a little Monday, a little Wednesday, for like little temper tantrums. You know what you feel, you're reactive, you do something about it. Boom. Just like that. It's fast, it's explosive, it is passionate. And it's a gift. It's so nice to know what people are thinking instead of like the wishy-washy. I don't know. What do you think? I don't know. Ugh, I just can't. I'm that way and it drives me insane. I don't know how people deal with me. If I pushed a person with Aries moon up against the wall, I'd expect to get shoved back. So this energy is feisty. Our emotional body feels feisty. This is so much fun. It's quick to react. It's impulsive. But there are no questions here. It's not indecisive. It's not detached like Aries or Aquarius moon. It's sensitive, but there's not a whole lot of access to tenderness. So when you're sensitive without being able to be tender, that's when the temper tantrums come in. That's when the like kind of outbursts come in. Shoot, I totally lost my train of thought. And that's okay. You don't need to have access to tenderness. You just, if you explode, if you emotionally react in an impulsive way, just clean up your mess. Like fire signs, the purpose of fire is to move us forward, and we need that. We need people to speak up, and we need people to be a little bit pushy and a little bit assertive and a little bit aggressive, or else nothing would ever change. It would be so boring. We'd be like back in primitive times. So it is primitive times. Who am I kidding? But we need this. We need this. So don't shy away from emotional reactivity. It's a really good indication that you're alive. So like, I just think this is something that should be celebrated. I think it makes for a blunt person. I think it makes for a no questions asked person. And Aries, if there's a lot of Aries in your chart, if like you're not just, I don't have any Aries, but with this moon, like we can all kind of feel this. So the Aries, I think of the little kid that's always pushing, mom, grabbing your shirt, pulling down, making contact with you all the time. And if you look at like what Aries do, that's all they're doing is they're just making contact with you. They might be like punching you. They might be like pushing your buttons. They might be like jumping at you like a puppy dog. But really like beneath the warrior, beneath the like masculine beneath the lack of tenderness, like they're really just, they want physical contact. They want that kind of engagement in order to feel connected to you. So if they can get a rise out of you, if they can connect in some way that might not be your ideal way, it's like the quest for love. It's the quest for connection. So have some compassion. If someone has an outburst with you, if you have an outburst with someone, if your child is really reactive, if your employees are really reactive, have some compassion. Show them a little bit of connection and care and see how they respond. I bet you it'll be a really heartwarming experience for both of you. They will literally push your buttons, poke you, pester you until you show them the love they're looking for. They're initiators. Aries brings spring. Okay, it's cardinal energy, which is Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn. They initiate things. They initiate the seasons. All of those signs are the markers of new seasons. And just like you cannot stop spring from coming, you can't stop an Aries. So don't try. Like there's just it's a lost battle. Wednesday, I'm going really long today. I'm sorry. Wednesday, there is a T-square between Aries, Libra, and Capricorn. All of these signs are cardinal, like I just said. They are initiators. There's a lot of driving force here. They have to have the energy to get things going because they bring the new seasons. That's an important job. When there's tension here, especially for those cardinal signs, Aries, Cancer, Libra, Capricorn, the release can be found in Cancer. So Cancer is the home. It's your private life. It's your internal. It's your mother. It's like how you nurture people. And that mixed with initiatory energy of the cardinal signs, start the home project that you've been putting off. That is going to be your outlet. Maybe you've wanted to start cooking for your family again, or you've wanted to, I don't know, something at home that you've been wanting to do. Now's the time to do it. You have all this initiatory energy backing you up. So do it. Add it into your to-do list. Put it into your planner and make sure that it happens because you have all the forces conspiring in your favor. And this will help to release the tension from the square. So T squared, just the T stands for tension. There's going to be more tension in the sky. So do your Cancer things. Care for your people. Do your home stuff. Be at home. Take a nap. Do your home thing, whatever that looks like. Wrap up in your coziest blanket or sweats. Maybe take a bath or let yourself cry or meditate. Sit with your feelings rather than moving to fix them. So if you're feeling a lot of resistance towards starting that home project, allow yourself to feel it. Put a name to it. Like, this sucks. I don't want to do it, but I know I should. This is the time to do it. I'm a powerful initiator. While I don't want to, I'm going to cross it off. Like, use it. You don't have to feel on board with everything all the time. And you don't have to do everything you don't feel on board with. So maybe that was a little bit confusing. Maybe call your mom, reach out, make some contact, like initiate some connection between you and your family. If you can, get to a body of water or like bring some water into your home somehow. Maybe you make some moon water during the full moon and you bring that into your house and you mist it around to like cleanse the space. I don't know. You do your little Cancer thing to release the tension from the T-square, and I think it will have you feeling heaps better. Thank you for sitting in with me today. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you have any questions, let me know, and I hope you have a lovely, lovely week.